Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. The legal case of Ripple vs. SEC has been the subject of several views and interpretations. In the feedback. In a lawsuit against the SEC, Ripple allegedly successfully defended 60-plus alternative currencies. In the middle of July, the price of XRP reached 95 cents, but can it reach $1? However, the focus of today's film is on answering the awkward question that's on everyone's mind. The fight against Ripple has been valiant thus far. But if the legal lawsuit against Ripple fails, the XRP cryptocurrency will still exist. Get some popcorn and take a seat. A lawyer named Bill Morgan discussed the recent Stoner Cats deal with the SEC, pointing out that the settlement's $8.2 million paid to MFT Sales SD in exchange for a $1 million fine for selling unregistered crypto assets securities could have far-reaching consequences for the Bitcoin industry. The settlements don't establish a precedent, but they do show the increasing participation of the SEC in the Bitcoin industry. These agreements do not set a precedent but do help the SEC regulate cryptocurrencies over time. What if Ripple and the other businesses hadn't gone to court against the SEC? Except for Bitcoin, every other token would be considered a security. Thankfully, the chief legal officer of Ripple Labs Incorporated challenged the SEC's nearly uniform approach to regulatory actions and guided the company to victory. Alterity emphasized that agreements were reached to avoid the onerous SEC policy procedure that does not admit guilt has no legal standing. However, he failed to cite the Stoner Cats case, claiming instead that the SEC often loses court cases against it. Morgan's remark demonstrates how profoundly Bitcoin was affected by the limited success of Ripple's. Besides Bitcoin, he said, all other cryptocurrencies may be considered securities if Ripple hadn't challenged the SEC. It's interesting to hear this viewpoint. Since their success would be good for the cryptocurrency industry and for average people wishing to pursue this cutting-edge profession, John Deaton has similarly speculated that Ripple will never reach a settlement with the SEC. The SEC's aggressive methods have wiped out Bitcoin, according to former federal prosecutors Bill Morgan and James K. Philly, who argue that the SEC is more of a hindrance than a safety net due to its lack of experience in the sector. The price of XRP has decreased from its 30-day high of 50 cents to its current price of 49 cents, despite the fact that Ripple has been praised for its efforts to have the coin classified as a non-security. Since 2017, the SEC has applied pressure on the Bitcoin sector. SEC Chairman Gary Gentler has stated that other cryptocurrencies may be considered securities if they are not Bitcoin. To date, the SEC has designated more than 60 different types of crypto assets as securities and begun multiple proceedings against cryptocurrency companies. A federal judge disagreed, finding that XRP, the sixth largest cryptocurrency, is not the security in the action brought against Ripple Labs. Despite their approval of this categorization, the SEC is pursuing an interlocutory appeal in regards to Ripple's programmatic sales and other distributions. As a result, the SEC's attempt to label all cryptocurrencies as securities was shot down by the recent court decision concerning XRP. Furthermore, XRP looked like it was about to experience a massive price increase in the beginning of the summer. But how probable is it at this point? After hearing that the Securities and Exchange Commission's protracted legal action had been successful, the price of XRP jumped from 48 cents to 95 cents around the middle of July, making it look as though it would easily reach the $1 threshold. XRP was like a rocket to the moon for cryptocurrency investors. But hold on a second, this is the crypto market, where wild swings in price are par for the course. The SEC has now stated its intent to file an appeal of the judge's ruling. The legal battle thus appears to be far from over. Because of this, now that XRP is selling at less than 50 cents, the same as in July, it's fair to ask if this year will be the one in which the cryptocurrency finally breaks the psychologically critical $1 barrier. If XRP is going to break the $1 mark, a lot will depend on how the case with the SEC turns out. the scenario may go in a lot of different directions. One possibility is that the judge who ruled in favor of XRP will dismiss the SEC's appeal in its entirety, giving XRP a result that is less than a victory. Another is that Ripple Labs, the company behind the XRP cryptocurrency coin, and the SEC will reach a settlement in order to end the legal dispute that has been ongoing since December 2020. Because Ripple is a blockchain-based digital payment network that can be used to settle everything from remittances to cross-border transactions to currency transfers, it's frustrating for XRP investors because the XRP coin's main business is a solid one. Because of its low pricing and lightning-fast speed, Ripple is a trusted partner of some of the world's largest financial services companies. Such companies as Western Union and MoneyGram International have collaborated with Ripple, and there is speculation in the financial markets that the most advanced economies of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and the United States may form a partnership. Ripple provides the kind of financial infrastructure that would allow for de-dollarization, which is the establishment of a multi-currency payment network independent of the US dollar. This is something South Africa and other countries are attempting to develop, at least hypothetically. If the SEC litigation drags on for a long time, it might have disastrous consequences for ties between the two countries. Due to the legal and regulatory hurdles in the US market, Garland House has often stated that crypto businesses would be better off establishing themselves in places like Dubai, Singapore, or Hong Kong. In addition, he told Bloomberg that 8% of the firm's hires are now coming from outside the United States. Therefore, if you're thinking about buying XRP, you should be prepared for the possibility of only moderate growth driven by the United States. The most pressing issue at hand is whether or not the Ripple coin will survive if the Ripple team is unsuccessful in court. And how would the judgment affect all parties fairly? If you want to be among the first to know about important updates in the world of cryptocurrencies, be sure to use the notify button and subscribe to our channel. Since the outcome of the Ripple v. SEC case could set a precedent for how the SEC regulates and categorizes other digital assets, it could have far-reaching effects on the cryptocurrency market. If Ripple is successful in court, it might pave the way for greater development and acceptance of XRP and other cryptocurrencies, and provide clarity and assurance to developers and investors. Legal action brought by the SEC might result in heavy fines and penalties for Ripple and its officials, as well as the requirement that they register XRP as a security and comply with onerous reporting and transparency requirements. Since the SEC's scrutiny could extend to other cryptocurrencies, this could stifle development in the sector as a whole. In other words, it is the solution whether or not Ripple succeeds in its legal challenge to the existence of cryptocurrencies. Ripple possesses a huge sum of XRP20, or close to half of the total supply. Even if Ripple is disabled, other UL nodes with 18% of the ledger's control can still make choices and updates. XRP, a cryptocurrency, can continue to exist regardless of the outcome of the court lawsuit because some of them were maintained by exchanges and other companies using XRP. The SEC issue cannot be implemented in its full, though. Whether Ripple has a future rests in the hands of the SEC lawsuit. Whether Ripple succeeds or is stopped, the result is fantastic either way. However, depending on how the verdict affects Ripple's plans for XRP and its business going forward, it might be either good or bad news. Evidently, many consider XRP to have numerous potential uses. But only Ripple Labs was working with major financial institutions and lobbying governments internationally. It could take other firms a decade or more to achieve mainstream usage without rippling. Approximately 50 billion coins will ever be produced. It needs daily volume in the trillions of dollars to either hold the price steady or push it higher. Without Ripple, the only way for the price of XRP to rise is if institutions start holding it as a long-term investment. Not until there were some major adoptions in the area, at least. Simply put, XRP can function independently of Ripple, but its ability to do more than merely survive will be tested in the SEC litigation. It's all over today. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.